Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to sort out an element of the race we might look back on later as having been the guide to finding the winner. Well, the first race I want to look at on Sunday is race 2, and our winning factor here, the map. Now this is a class 4 staying race, 2,000 metres, and it features a number of horses who have been meeting on and off regularly of late, and I think there'll be arguments made for quite a few of them, particularly horses like Playwise, Ezra, Joe Moreira's Mount Nuremberg, McMonagle, who had a very tough trip last time, and also the horse who does come from a different form angle, Tailor Made, who's rising to Class 4 from his last start win in Class 5. And since he is the different form in the race, let's take a look at that win. And this is Tailor Made in race 709, and he's in black and yellow colours, not the best to begin, you see there. Then races 3 wide with cover behind midfield. But take a look at the heat map, and there is a big slowdown from the 1200 metres to the 400 metres, and that actually helped the run-on type of horse because it allowed them to make ground on the leaders without really spending any petrol. So here we have Tailor Made getting into the race at the top of the straight, and he just grinds away. That's the kind of horse he is, but he manages to just get the job done. So he's a son of Archipenko, who won the QE2 Cup at Sha Tin over the 2,000 metres, so I think Tailor Made is probably going to enjoy the extra distance and the weight drop on Sunday. But whether he's going to get the right race shape is another question. Race shape is really important to probably about 99% of horses who need things to happen just the right way for them to get the job done. And when we talk about race shape, well, that's really the combination of times and the position in running that we're talking about, and how one interacts with the other. But on this table here, you can see that even just position in running alone is a critical element of finding a winner. Now, this is only the last 2 years in Hong Kong racing, but I've no doubt it would apply similarly to a longer period and to other racing jurisdictions as well. Being on the speed is a huge advantage, and you see there how much leaders punch above their market expectations. Which brings us back to race 2 on Sunday, and as I mentioned earlier, some of these horses met in a similar race recently. This is race 693 on May 23rd, and I want to point out here a number of runners, Playwise, going forward early in mainly light blue colours. He doesn't have the best of luck in the straight. McMonagle in white with violet sleeves, who has a tough wide run. The grey Ezra going back from the gates at the start, and particularly Nuremberg in the yellow and brown hoops, who goes back with him after being unable to muster his usual speed from a wide draw. Now he ends up in an unaccustomed place back at the rear, but as you can see on the heat map, the speed is genuine enough, and we see him run on very well in the home straight to get up for second placing. And that was a creditable run from Nuremberg, but that's not the Nuremberg that we've been used to seeing in recent times. This one is, and this replay we see here, this goes back several starts to race 508 in March, and from gate 4 he begins well for Neil Callan, is pressed to go to the front in this 2200 metre race at Happy Valley, and he sets what you can see on the heat map is a very solid lead pace mid-race. Now this is one of the advantages of leading, despite having used that energy, and you can see the leaders slowing down in the final stages. He has gassed the chasers who are trying to keep up with him, and they can't raise enough of an effort to quite get past him. And with Joao Moreira replacing Jack Wong on Sunday, I think that's the version of Nuremberg that we're going to see this time. When we look at the map, there isn't an awful lot of speed runners in the race, but I think we'll see Nuremberg galvanised from the start to find the front and going along, I guess, as fast as he needs to. I don't think he'll get a lot of pressure. All the same, he's probably better suited not going too slowly because he's a very one-paced grinder without much acceleration. And I think that's how we'll see him ridden this time, with Moreira making use of his stamina, unchallenged in the lead, while many of his main rivals we see on the map have to negotiate wider draws or traffic problems. So the tip in race 2, Nuremberg. His winning factor, the map. We've seen on the figures there how much of an advantage it is to be up on the speed, and I think that we'll see Nuremberg in front, dictating the pace and dictating the race. The other race I want to take a look at is race 10, and our winning factor here is also the map. I'll get to more of that in a minute, but I think there'll be cases made for horses like Golden Link, Maldives, Super 10, even a likely improver from the Hayes stable Lifeline Vision. But mostly I'm expecting the market to zero in on the prospects of another Joe Moreira ride Super Winner and the Casper Founds trained War Weapon. Now this time we're going to take a look at the map up front because it looks a little bit more challenging for the leaders this time. Super Winner, he loves to lead, but so too does Super 10, who doesn't have many options from out wide but to press forward. And that's true too of Compassion Spirit, who has good speed. And we also have horses lower drawn like Golden Link and Baby, who will be pushing forward early, looking for places up on the speed. So it seems a busy type of lead arrangement this time. And though we saw earlier how leaders overperform, the map is where we can look for the chinks in their armour, where the edge might swing away from them and towards a finisher. Now, having said that, the map certainly doesn't take the leaders out of the race, and we have seen Super Winner set fast tempos and still win his races, and that was very evident at his most recent outing when he scored in race 668. Now he's in red colours, straight to the front. And you see on the heat map how Moreira breaks up the chasing pack through the middle of the race, a tactic he often uses very well, leaving his own mount out of pennies at the finish. But so too are the ones running on. They're running on fumes as well, and the leader is able to cling on and take out the race. Now, we're not going to show you Super 10's recent victory, but we are going to show you the comparative heat maps from Super Winner and Super 10 because you'll see there is some similarity between them. Both of these wins took place with small margins after the leader had cracked up the field from the 800 to the 400 particularly, and got the chasers running on empty. So this time we have a clash of styles. And waiting back in the field is the big finishing Casper Founds trained War Weapon. Now we're going to have a look at his most recent offering, and this is race 717, and this is 1200 metres, the first run since he was gelded, and in white colours with a red cap. He doesn't play much of a part in the race until very late. This is a very strong pace set by the leaders in this race, and really a help as they weaken to the horses able to finish off. And you'll see here the winner, Dublin Star, he finishes strongly, but the horse that we're interested in, War Weapon, is 3 lengths behind him at the 200 metre mark and runs him down to a length. So he finishes even better than the winner. So the tip in race 10, War Weapon. His winning factor, also the map, but a different kind of map. With those leaders keeping each other busy up front, I think that War Weapon is going to get the setup that is best for him, and he's going to relish the 1400 metres in any case. I expect him to throw down his credentials for next season's 4-year-old races. Well, that's it for the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.